ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is August 15, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. And what do you think it's like to live like that? It sucks. It sucks a lot. So, I guess we want to know what they think it means that we get information beforehand and they don't. What does it mean that we quote them, they're not quoting us? What does it mean? What does it mean that we get the help with information and they don't? For not just a day, not just a week, not a month, not a year, but for a decade. Every day, all day long, we quote them, they're not quoting us. So now we got this murder frame-up thing coming up again. And for a long time, they've been trying to, do some type of false arrest. We're going to send her home, harass the hell out of her, and we'll take everything she cares about. And then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us, and we'll go into court and lie. No, or maybe we should have Terry Wagner give her jewelry from his dead wife's auction, and then make her where she can't make any money at all, and then she'll take it into a pawn shop and pawn it, and we'll say she had stolen property, and they got caught on that. So my guys hear about it. There's law enforcement investigating. That's why we have the help, Mr. Perry, and you don't. We get what you're gonna do before you do it, not after. So it establishes intent, malicious, cruel intent. It's not an afterthought to explain something away. It is malicious, cruel intent. You talked about it. You had a meeting about it. And we found out before you did it. Hang on a second. So what does it mean that we have your people's names and you don't have even one of our guys' names? Name one of our guys. Oh yeah, you can't. Quote one of their meetings. Oh yeah, you can't do that either. But we quote you guys every day, all day long, and we have for 9 years, 10 years now. Magda Mary email was the first you know about. That email talks about you're gonna arrange a false arrest to coerce. Nothing's changed. You're still trying to do it. You're just going at it from different angles. Mr. Perry types in my phone constantly, check CJ. So I'm guessing that means check the docket for civil court. I win. No. You went into court. I wasn't there. It was my lawsuit. 3 of them. I have the burden of proof on me. You made sure I wasn't there. You went in, had a backroom meeting with a judge, and got everything dismissed. I was not there. You had no opponent. You played Candyland against you. You beat you. You didn't overcome my evidence. You didn't overcome my witnesses. You went in and you said we don't even know what. I was never in all 3. Did I present evidence and testify with the evidence? Because some evidence needs testimony with it, or it doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like if you got a guy that's arrested for mugging and you got a picture of him taking the woman's purse. You got a picture and you think, well, that's a slam dunk, right? Well, maybe not. Because once you get into court and there's testimony with it, maybe they put the victim on the stand who says, that's not a mugging. That was my son. I was about to fall. He was holding me up and he grabbed my purse to keep the purse from making me fall. It was kind of heavy. It was knocking me off balance. Like an older woman or something. All of a sudden that picture completely changes. Because what you're seeing in a picture is just a woman is kind of about to fall. She's got a look of pain on her face. You got a younger guy grabbing her by the arm and pulling her purse off her shoulder, and it looks like a mugging, right? Turns out it's not a mugging at all. There's no crime there, is there? So sometimes it's important that you are smart enough to get all the facts, that you're not factually ignorant. It's important that you get testimony with evidence sometimes, so that you can be able to present things as they really happen, because now it's a whole different situation, and that it's a woman who is about to fall. Her purse is heavy. Her son is grabbing her by the arm to hold her up, to help her, to keep her from falling. He's taking the purse off of her shoulder to keep the purse from knocking her off balance, to try to, get her steady. He can carry it. It's too heavy for you. I got it. One of those type deals. He's helping. He's not hurting. Whole different deal. So when you continue to do that, Mr. Perry, all it does, our guys sit there and watch you. So our prosecutor has said that he is going to charge you every time you do that. They see everything you do in my phone. He said every time he taunts you with fraud, I'm going to charge him with coercion. He's using fraud upon a court. He knows it's a lie. He knows you knows it's a lie. He knows everybody knows it's a lie. There was nothing fair about all three. Nothing. There's no fair trial. There's no jury. You're not even there. In order for a case to be fair, you have to have all parties participating, and they made sure you weren't there. You went duck hunting with Judge Cummings, so we know that too. When you contact me, when you cause me a problem, when you take my money, when you do something horrible to me, you cause a conflict, or you cause strife, or you cause a problem, they go at you, and we find out what you're up to. Malicious cruelty. Your intentions. So, over the last few days, we've heard a lot of conversations with you guys talking about how much money you stand to lose if you're not going to deliver me as the victim of trafficking to the guys in Houston that bought me. And you got into my school money. I'm going to tell you this one more fucking time. Our prosecutor said, what I need is something. I can't do anything with nothing. Everybody has the right to say nothing. Everybody has the right to remain silent. But when I get a denial, that's something. I can do something with the denial. I can't do anything with nothing. Now we have 2 denials. There's a timeline. There's a recording about delivering her. There's deviation from everybody else in a period of 3-4 years now. So I've got something. That I can do something with. It caused a delay in money. It caused the interference of more than one contract, and I'm going to put these people away for the rest of their lives for what they're doing to coerce delivery. What we're wondering is, you've spent all this money for 9 years. Every day we quote you. What does it mean that we're quoting you? What does it mean that we can get the information from right inside your criminal organization and you can't? We're quoting you every day. What does that mean? Huh? You don't know? You should know. Bunch of businessmen ought to know what it means that we're quoting you every damn day. Most victims don't know they're sold. Most victims don't know a delivery date. Most victims don't know who you're sold to. I wasn't supposed to know Mr. Perry had Huntington's disease. It causes delusion. He is the most delusional fuck I've ever met in my life. He's a sick, twisted little fuck. He embarrasses everybody all the time, and everybody's going, why isn't he embarrassed? Like he makes us all. Very uncomfortable, very disturbed, very embarrassing for everybody else, and he has no idea he should be too. He's not, and he should be. Everybody else is. I'm like, please be embarrassed, weirdo. Please, creepy weirdo, be embarrassed by what you are. I am. We're all embarrassed. You ought to hear what people say behind your back. How sick and tired of you they are. How embarrassing the things you say is. How weirdo you are. Why is he here? She doesn't want him here. Why does he always mess up everything for her? I can't wait to see her life without him in it. She's pulled off some amazing things. I'd love to see what she can do when he's not ruining everything and holding her back. Why did he want her to be a nurse or a realtor? Because she's catching his crime like nobody else has, and he doesn't like that little princess that he is. So you're a pussy. You're making money off of women's backs. If you were smart and you were a man, you would make money like men. I could go, if I wanted to be an escort, I could go be an escort. I don't need your help. I don't. I could have made money as an escort a long time ago. I lived in Vegas for a long time. So I don't fucking need you. You act like you're doing me some kind of favor. All I've heard for the last few days is, don't you want to be an escort? We can make a lot of money. You want to use me to make money. You already are. You've been billed $1,000 a day for using my body for your entertainment and your pretend love life. Because I don't like you. You don't have a love life. You got pretend land, and you, like I said, how embarrassing. You know, why aren't you as embarrassed as you make everybody else? Why? Please be embarrassed. Please, you ought to hear what if we're quoting you. What else are other people saying? Go poke your doll and see if that will help you. When has that saved you? Mr. Perry has a doll. It's the weirdest thing you've ever heard of in your life. I swear to God. No normal person could think of this if they had to. Couldn't do it. It is that bizarre. So, okay. So what problem has your little doll solved for you? How embarrassing. How fucking embarrassing. So we have a lot of intel that nobody else has. No other victim knows that they've been sold. Who's Bruce? Did you call Bruce? Who's Tim? Who's Larry? See, when you got into my school money, everybody got mad. Everybody got pissed at you. So we found out about your compound in Houston where you're holding women against their will because they can make money. Sadie can make money. If Sadie wanted to make money as an escort by herself, she can. She doesn't need you. Nobody needs you. You're not even smart enough to know what it means that we quote you every day. We get the help with information, not you. Who's Lucius, Sonjay, Calvin, Betancourt, Beverly, Renee? Huh? Who's Monique? Where's she today? Charles, who's Monique and where is she today? What does it mean that we quote you, you're not quoting us? We get the help with information, not you. You don't get it. You don't get it. It's embarrassing. So we hear what people say behind your back. People are sick of you and your creepy and your strange-o being imposed on us and your cruelty. Sick of you. Why aren't you embarrassed? So we found out about this murder thing that we're trying to do too, by the way. Okay, what does that say? This is not a political ad, it's about crime. All the content, Mr. Perry, is about crime. They think that you're mentally retarded, literally, because you can't identify your legislative duties or what state you legislate in. And you think this is about your job as a politician. You're off your nut. You're the new guy. I helped you get elected so police could get to you. It's about crime. There's nothing political about this. You're something. You think you matter. It's funny as hell. Okay, so these are actually on the court docket in the state case. This evidence here. Do you think I got to show the judge this and talk about it? No, I did not. No, I did not. There was no fair hearing. There was no fair trial. No jury trial at all. Not in all three. The burden of proof's on me. So I want you to say it to my face that you think you won, delusional. I want you to say it to my face. You'll get slapped. You'll get slapped across the face hard. So my prosecutor is going to fucking charge you with coercion for every time you do that. Check the CJ. I win. Check the CJ. I'm going to take. I'm going to get. I'm going to make you. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, delusional. So they were collecting my cigarette butts from Sensations, Godivas, everywhere. We're all going, the fuck is that for? My guy says, here's the thing. They're going to they were talking about framing you for a murder. Somebody you don't know at a place you've never been. So what's going to happen is they're start collecting cigarette butts. They got bags and bags of them. I kept changing out my cigarettes, so nobody knows what brand I was smoking on any given night. I've changed them up a lot. So he says, had they gotten like one or two, it wouldn't have flagged us off. But they got bags and bags and bags of them. So then we start going, why are they doing that? Well, they're planning them as evidence because they want to frame you for a murder to make you be trafficked. To make you be trafficked. Yeah, $1,000 a day for using my body to make a profit and for your entertainment. $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent, and you've been told to stop. I don't have a contract. You don't have my consent. You don't have my permission. You have a doll. What does it mean that we quote you? You're not quoting us. What does it mean that we have the help getting the information? You don't. What does that mean, Charles? You don't know, do you? Somebody that you were talking to this morning, Was getting a little irritated with you, wasn't he? See, look at the dates on these. That's dated 2018. That's how long we've known that you were trying to do this. How many times have you talked about it, that they recorded you? What does it mean that we have that? Before you did it, not after. So they've got the intent, the malicious cruelty. They got it. More than once. You intended to plan, you premeditated a malicious, cruel crime against me. The McNamara email was dated October 29, 2015. We quoted you. Philip Wishcamper has hundreds of thousands of these emails. Because I type up what you guys say all day, every day, and I have for 9 years. Well, that was 7, 8 years ago. That's not the first. That's just the first you know about. Yeah, who actually has the actual recordings? See, it's a need to know. Nobody will help you. Nobody will help you. They're helping us. Why is that? Why is that? Yeah. Okay, because you're cruel and you're creepy, and everybody's tired of it, Charles. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. I would never introduce you to my family or take you around my family. Everybody's sick of you. Why can't you understand that? Everybody's sick of you. You're an imposition and a burden we all want off of us. You're imposing on other people. We want it stopped. We're sick of you. Sick and tired of you. So we got this. Back in 2022. You've already excluded her. If you're having to alter her appearance and the person who really did it, or this other girl, then you're altering evidence. You've excluded Cindy. She doesn't have to cooperate with you. Okay? Nope, I don't. I think she's just tired of being harassed. Yeah, I am. Look at this, Charles. The longer he drags this crime out, the more we get. Every day we quote you. You're not quoting us. We get the help, not you. What does that mean, dum-dum? What does it mean? Yeah, you're not all there. Also, there's they were talking about the EEOC complaint or age discrimination complaint. First of all, let me establish for the record, I've not gotten mail in months. Charles is taking my mail here. Okay, so I guess somebody was looking into why is it that she's not getting her mail. Well, I guess that he filed an age discrimination complaint against Sensations and said she did it. So he doesn't want her seeing the mail coming back from that. So he's taking it from her. Maybe there's a court order too he's taking from her. I don't know. I haven't seen my mail. So I'm like, okay, months ago we heard y'all talking about it. There's no age discrimination at Sensations. I made a snarky joke about it being age discrimination when you guys had the waitress try to frame me for a petty larceny, and the owner kind of took her side, and I was like, yeah, not cool. But we already knew he was pressured to do that. Everyone said that. No business owner in his right mind is going to take the side of a meth head he just met over Cynthia with a lot of business experience that he's known for 8 years. There's no way. He would have to have been pressured by David and Calvin and Charles and those guys, because he would not, there's no way Paul would do that unless he was pressured. There's no way. He's not dumb. You are, but he's not. So the only reason he would have done that is if Charles, Dave, Calvin, those guys were pressuring him, which means you're making unwanted contact at my work. You're interfering with commerce, sir. Every time I lose a contract, every time a bill's late, every time I don't make money because you interfered, you got in my wallet, they're going to charge you with deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, interference with commerce with intent to coerce, interference with a contract with intent to coerce, Calvin. You too. You too. You're worst. Malicious cruelty. Malicious cruelty. Depraved. Depravity. So, that's what they're doing. The guys, they got me all this. You were having a conversation with somebody this morning. We heard. I mean, this stuff goes way back. We've documented and document. Philip has hundreds of thousands of these. The longer I'm broke, because you're taking my money, the longer you invade my privacy, the more you contact me, the more you cause problems for me, the more we get. Why is it different when you do it to me? Why is it different? I know all this stuff before. You want me to apologize? We just needed to apologize. We got this affidavit. I'm not supposed to know about the affidavit. I'm not supposed to know about the Huntington's disease. I wasn't supposed to know I was sold, or that you have a delivery date that corresponds on a timeline with interference with federal money. I never filed a complaint for age discrimination, Mr. Perry. I've said in these podcasts, talked about it before, and said if my boss has that, and I'm happy to help him to clear that up. There's no age discrimination. I made a snarky joke, and you took that and went off with it. Not my wishes. Not even my intent. Nothing. So I'm happy to change. I'm sorry. I'm happy to help him out of that deal. You tried to get a mess for him. I'm happy to help him out of it. You want to make a scene at Sensations? You've been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to go back, and everybody has told you don't really want her back out there, or she'd be waitressing. So this morning he's talking to somebody, and the guy's like, why are you trying to push her back on the pole? Well, we just want her on the pole. Okay, but why? And why is it your business? Why is it your business? And it sounds like, I'm going to paraphrase for this guy, but basically, I think it was after that. It might be here. Basically, what he said is, what she's doing is working, and what you're doing is not working. You've had 9 years, and you don't know who these people are helping her, but clearly they have a lot of power, and you don't. You don't know who they are. You had, what she's doing is working. Look at that. 2018. Beforehand. My shoes came up again last night. The shoes, if it's the ones I'm thinking of, cost me like $6. They were cheap. The sole comes off, so they've been thrown away a long time ago. Everybody's complaining, she's not wearing those shoes again. Okay, wow. What's it to you? How do you know about my shoes, Beverly? Okay, traffic court's tomorrow. Yeah, we've talked about that. Did you want to impede traffic court, Charles? Yeah, probably. Why do we get the information before you do? I mean, before you do something. Hang on. Yeah. So he tells this person this morning, we just want her back on the pole. And the guy goes, look, she's had a knee injury. She's not as agile. And why are you trying to humiliate her like that? If she doesn't want to dance, don't make her dance. Why are you doing that to her? It looks like what they're doing is working, and what you're doing is just pissing everybody off. I think you're pissing people off that have a hell of a lot of power. And that nobody's telling you anything as to who it is. So why are you doing that? Maybe you ought to just do things her way. You've been doing things your way, and it's not worked ever in 9 years. What they're doing is working. Do it her way. Just, if you owe her money, give it to her and get the hell out of her life. How much money have you spent buying us intel, sir? Because that's all you've done for 9 years is buy us intel. So why are you guys all wadded up over a couple $1 million or whatever you think you're going to lose by not delivering me? That's not my problem. You made an illegal contract and an illegal promise. Not my problem, and I don't care. We're all sick of hearing about it. We're getting the information at the snap of a finger. Why is it that we get help with the information and not you? Why is it that we get the help with the information and you don't? For 9 years. Every day, all day long, we type up what you just said. And I don't type it all up. I don't have time. We type up the main points, the main things, or the threats. Because you're always a threat to me. There are people that are very worried about my safety, my well-being, my happiness. So what he's going to do is he'll do it for you, Charles. He'll get this intel, take it to court, and put you away for the rest of your life. Put you away for the rest of your life. And then he will forever remind you, you made a mess. You made everybody miserable. You made everybody hate you. You made everybody sick of you. You made everybody's day bad. So we cleaned up your messes. We did it for you. Okay? We cleaned it up, not you. We made her happy, not you. You failed. Okay? That's why you're here. You are intent on pissing everybody off every day for 9 years. That's all you did is make everybody wake up in a good day, and here you come, ruined it. Now everybody's got a bad day. You and David. You and David and Calvin and Lucius and Geppetto. All your crew of weirdo. I'm not told who leaks are. Wouldn't help you if I knew. All right, so we can't wait to see if he does it. We put it out as soon as we get it in. And then that way, when he does it, we can go, well, I told you so. Or sometimes they decide not to because I found out. It just depends. There's been pullover conversations. There's been take her car away conversations. There's been, kidnap her and turn the transponder off the plane so nobody knows where we took her conversations. When you had the phone call to my professor and you told her, fail her. I did some assignments. She just ignored them. Deviated from every other professor all these years. Okay? They recorded y'all talking about it. They recorded y'all talking about a delivery date, and we can't let her have that money. They heard we have about 4, 5, 6 different conversations like that along those lines. So he's going to use that to put you away for the rest of your life. And then we got the information about the compound. Y'all talking about Natalie Holloway. And then my guys are like, put something out about it. Let's do an extraction. So we do. We put something about, let's do an extraction. And then we hear you guys talking about maybe we should move her. Does she know her name's Natalie Holloway? She hadn't gone by that name in years. Does she remember? You think she'll remember? Is she there? The compound is south of Houston. There are women there against their will because Charles is repulsive. No woman's going to go voluntarily. No one. So they have to basically kidnap and starve us to death. How much money am I worth eating out of a dumpster, Charles? Because I'm willing to do it. Because at the end of the day, they'll use that. I mean, the more cruel you guys get to me, we got the compound out of the school thing. I don't have that money right now. I shouldn't actually need loan money, should I? But since I do, and you fucked that up, and you also interfered with about 5 contracts, we got the compound, the Natalie Holloway, and the transponder, and Tim, and Bruce, and Larry, and Candelaria and Lomas are parallel. That's not an intersection. So we got all that. The more you take my money, the more you cause me a loss, the more you cause me problems, the more you invade my privacy, the more you contact me, the more we get. Been that way for 10 fucking years, all day, every day. What does it mean that we have it? What does it mean that we can get information and you can't? What does it mean that people are helping us, not you? Yeah, you're a dum-dum. You should have thought about that a long time ago. So our guys are, they go, guess what? They hired this expert to try to figure out who we are. They've hired more than one. And what the guy said is, look, you had 6 years in the strip club where you could have got somebody in there to be nice to her and not say something weird. You get somebody in there asking her questions for you or saying something weird, she'll walk off. Now that door's closed. You're done. You won't get shit from her. If they're asking her questions like where do you live, and what's your real name, or anything, what's your shoe size, how tall are you, all that stuff. If you do that, then she's gonna walk off, and then the door's shut. You're not getting shit out of her. So what you should have done is had somebody go in that she might like to hang out with and just talk to her and see if something comes up in conversation that might kind of help us to know who these people are. But you didn't do that. 6 years, you fucked that up. Then she went back and you had another 5-6 weeks and you fucked it up again. So you've had now 6 years, 7 years to have somebody be nice to her and just talk to her and see if maybe she didn't slip up or something, because she's not going to just tell you that. These people are keeping her safe from you. She's not going to just tell you that and let you run those guys off or her get rid of them. They're keeping her safe from you. You would have to get her in a situation where her guard is down and she just slipped up. But you've gone at her and gone at her and gone at her and gone at her and gone at her, and then you had another chance and you did the same thing again. So now we still don't know who it is. And the priority number one is every time we plan something, they come in and find out about it and fuck it all up. So the priority number one should have been finding out who they are. And you fucked that up. We think it's funny. But the thing is, we're all sick of you. We're all sick of having to deal with this. And you don't seem to get that. We're all tired of you. We all want I want my privacy back. I want my family back. I'm sick of you kicking the shit out of my family. This thing the other day, her family thinks they may have thought up a way that they can get her to go along with. We know the threat that you are to them if they don't do what you want. And nobody's upset with them. They're not in any trouble at all. We're upset with you because you're bothering them and you're kicking the shit out of them. And we told you a long time ago, stay away from them. So March 2020, our guy says, don't invade our privacy. Don't contact her or her family in any form, not directly or indirectly. And she'd better not be broke anymore. Make sure she has the money you owe her and get the fuck out of her life. Or I'm going to collect a lot of evidence and a lot of intel and put you away for the rest of your life. And then I'm going to come remind you every day, I told you, leave her alone. And you didn't. So that's why you're here. You made a lot of messes. I told you to clean up your mess. And you didn't. That's why you're here. I cleaned it up, not you. We made her happy, not you. We protected her from you. Okay? Every day for the rest of your life. You are a fail. And so you live with that. Okay? So we're done. I'm going to show the disclaimer real quick. And this one was a quick one. But they're still talking about making me dig out of a dumpster. You can go be trafficked or dig out of a dumpster. So I'm worth a lot of money if you stand to lose millions if you don't deliver. But you've spent millions trying to buy a cover-up that bought us intel. So we're kind of like, well, if you just blew that money and the bleeding just went on and on and on for 9 years, I'm sorry, but we're not real sorry for you about money that you're going to lose because you can't do something illegal to hurt me. No one cares. Everyone cares about the victims, not you. Not you. They care about the women and your children. Your out of wedlock children at that compound. How many are there? How many are there? Is Natalie Holloway there? Huh? We'll find out. I promise you. And the more you go at me, the more we find out. Go poke your doll and see if that'll save you. What problem has that ever solved? It's a fucking weirdo. So please be embarrassed like everybody else is, sir. Be embarrassed like you make everybody else. We hear what everybody else says. You're fucking creeping everybody out. You're pissing everybody off. And everybody's sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of you. What doesn't mean that we quote you every day. What doesn't mean we get the help, not you. Huh? Yeah. Not smart enough to know, are you? Okay, so we had this blog, by the way. I had to do like 5 of them. Mr. Perry kept cutting it off. And here's my disclaimer. If you'll let it go to the page. Okay, hang on. Alright, so here's the disclaimer. But for. Apply the but for. You're the causation of everything fucked up. Connecting the dots is what police are supposed to do. Not what TPD has done. TPD has never at any time properly collected evidence or followed protocol when I file a complaint. Or properly investigated shit. It's a disappointment. Because I like cops. I came from cops 4 generations. So when I see a cop that's a fail, it hurts my heart. It really does. This is the use of technology that stalkers use these days. Alright, so there's that.